When I pulled into the driveway, the snow was untouched. No footprints, no tire marks, no sound but the slow hum of the engine fading into the cold. The house lights were off, except one, the living room. Inside, her grandfather sat in his old armchair, a blanket draped across his knees, eyes reflecting the flicker of the TV. No wife, no laughter, no Merry Christmas. Just him, and a silence that didn't feel empty. "Where is she?" I asked. He didn't look away from the screen. Instead, he nodded toward the counter where my phone buzzed with a new message. It was from her. "We took a trip with my ex. Used the money you saved for us. I'll explain later." I didn't move, didn't breathe. Her grandfather finally turned his head, slow and deliberate. His voice was gravel wrapped in calm. "They'll pay it back," he said. Then, after a pause, "sooner than they think." His eyes didn't look kind. They looked like they'd seen this before. That was 24 hours ago. Now, as I sit here, waiting, I finally understand what he meant. At first, I thought it was some kind of cruel joke. Her, with him again, the man who once left her shattered on my doorstep. But no, the message was real. So were the withdrawal alerts that followed. $3,000. Then $2,800. Then $5,000. Gone. Our savings. The future I built while she planned our life. It's strange how quickly love can turn into data, transactions, receipts. I didn't call her, didn't ask questions. I've learned when someone lies, silence makes them panic faster than anger ever could. Her grandfather said nothing more that night. He just poured 2 glasses of whiskey and handed me one. "Too understanding," he muttered. I stared at him, unsure if he was speaking about my marriage or something deeper. When I asked, he smiled faintly, eyes distant. "People think betrayal is new," he said, "but it's the oldest thing in the family." I didn't know what he meant then. Now, I do. The next morning, I started digging. Her phone location? Disabled. Her social media? Quiet. Too quiet. But her ex's profile? Wide open. Photos of mountains, a cabin, and her reflection caught in a window, barely visible but unmistakable. I felt the first tremor of rage then. Not loud, just precise. I called the bank, moved what was left of my account to another card. Then I checked the insurance policy, our joint one. I was the primary holder. Every move she made, I mirrored with one sharper. Every lie she told, I recorded, archived, timed. By nightfall, I had a full picture. They'd taken the cash, driven to his family's cabin, and were spending our savings on their new beginning. Her grandfather sat across from me as I laid the evidence on the table. He studied it, quietly, then nodded, like confirming an old suspicion. "She learned that from her mother," he said. "And her mother learned it from mine." He leaned closer. "You don't stop this kind of rot by talking to it." Something in his tone made my pulse slow. "What do you mean?" I asked. He smiled, a small, chilling curve of lips. "You'll see." By the following evening, she called, crying. "Please don't be mad. We made a mistake. He left me here. He took the money." I listened. The sound of desperation, real, trembling, ugly. She said nothing. She kept talking, words spilling like blood. She was stranded. No phone signal for hours. Freezing. Scared. Then, faintly, I heard it in the background. Another voice. Male. Familiar. Not her ex. Her grandfather. I froze. He spoke softly, distant but clear. "They'll pay it back sooner than they think." The line cut. That was 12 hours ago. This morning, the police called. A car was found down an icy ravine. 2 passengers. No survivors. They said it looked like they'd been arguing, lost control. I didn't ask for details. Some truths don't need repeating. When I went to see her grandfather, he was sitting by the window, staring at the snow falling slow and heavy outside. "They found them," I said. He didn't turn, just nodded once. "Good," he murmured. Silence stretched. Then, softly, "You loved her?" I thought about it. "I did," I said, "until she taught me not to." I left that house before dawn, didn't take anything with me. The road was covered in frost, quiet, unmarked, endless. For a moment, I wondered if I should feel grief. I didn't. I only felt the strange calm that comes after a storm you didn't start, but finished. Love can ruin you. Betrayal can define you. But silence? That's where power lives. As I drove away, I looked once in the mirror. The house grew smaller until it disappeared into white. Her voice, her laughter, her lies, gone with it. Her grandfather's words lingered though, echoing like prophecy. "They'll pay it back sooner than they think." He was right. They did.